oh yeah, I could be a better Sonic because I'm extreme. That's how he would sound.
Whatever happens to that OVA owl? Where'd he
I don't
go?
fucking... Shut up, Tails! I'm trying to sleep.
I'm pretty hip with the ladies. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
Hey, Happy New Year 2023! I'm Pin Pizza. It's the Pizza Party Podcast. Who are you people?
I'm Def Pino. I talk about our people.
I'm Jake Neutron. I'm really looking into Nicktoons stuff.
Hey, I'm nibroc.rock, 3D digital art who contributes on the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise.
Yeah.
Wait, officially?
Officially, yeah. Artwork, merchandise, and right now I'm working on an official Sonic the Hedgehog video
What
game.
the fuck?
It's pretty
damn.
crazy where my love of Sonic has taken me.
That sounds pretty wild.
I mean, is there
It's wild.
anything any fans could recognize that you've done?
Oh, I mean, tons. Where do I start? I have my own wiki page for Sonic and whatnot. Like
Well, how about something recent?
recent stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, how about your oldest work and your most recent work to narrow it down?
Ooh.
If you
man.
remember, of course.
I mean, my oldest work. We're talking officially?
Official, yes.
My oldest work, I did some 3D statues for the Sonic franchise. Cable guys. They're like these little figures that hold your game controllers. They're cool. I worked on a bunch of those early on.
Yeah, my family actually gave me Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails of those, and it's like, oh,
Yeah. The Knuckles. That's the one I worked on. That's the first one I worked on.
yeah, those figures that carry the controllers in your hands. You see them in stores. Like, they have also variants for Master Chief, and I think other characters have those.
Yeah, I also worked on some other franchises like Sackboy and other things that I can't exactly say, contracts, but
Yeah.
they're really great, like, gifts, like, oh, what do I get for my gamer uncle, cousin, a Knuckles that holds his Xbox One controller,
I have my Tails holding up a yellow classic Game Boy on my shelf here. It looks real nice.
I assume there's a lot of work to go into, like, the dimensions of what it can hold.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Did they have, like, guidelines?
Yeah, there was an entire rule book I had to, like, quickly pick up and learn. I did some testing. I'm really thankful that these work. Like, I did all the math, I did a scaling measurement, but, like, I have no way to actually know if these guys can hold a controller. Luckily, the Knuckles one, he holds, like, the Xbox controller perfectly. Like, he is born for an Xbox controller in his hand. A little hit and miss there on other controllers, but still.
I'm looking right here, and for those listening on YouTube, I'm going to throw up a picture right here. On the the Amazon page for Cable Guys, they have, like, a 3D printed Xbox controller to be like, yeah, it works. 3D printed.
What the hell is that controller? Where's the analog stick? It's like a reverse Dreamcast.
You don't need one.
From my understanding, early on, they weren't, like, working with any other parties. Like, they had Disney and Marvel, but they didn't have Microsoft or Sony, so they were just using, placeholders, mock-ups, temporary type stuff. I actually had a couple of these bootleg controller files to work with.
Yay.
But later on, they started to actually get, like, more parties on board, Microsoft and Sony, and so I actually got free scripting file references for those real controllers, which made my job so much easier. Actually be able to, like, figure out, can this guy hold a PS4 controller? Because those are odd shapes, the ball joints.
Yeah. They're heavy enough.
I'm always a fan, though, of the knockoff controllers.
Oh, yeah, those are great fun. I love them, too.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of this one, Han?
Let me
that I sent in
see.
chat?
It's, like, so close. It's, like, almost right, but it's just off.
I don't know, it's just eerily smooth. It's like made of tar. I don't like that.
It's chocolate, man. Eat it.
No thanks.
It's
no.
like those, what was it? Those knockoff consoles you see at, like, not thrift shops, like $5 stores and, like,
yeah.
CVS pharmacies.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what
Hell
like
yeah.
The
Polystation.
Polystation, yeah, there's one.
But oh my god. Sonic stuff, that's amazing.
Like, you also worked on the comics, right?
Yeah, I did a very special cover for issue 50 of the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, the new run they're doing.
And what was that about?
I mean, the comic itself, it's like...
Well, I mean, like, the cover that you did.
Oh, the cover is just a very classical piece of Sonic and Eggman. Really good celebratory thing for, the 50th issue.
I believe it.
Nice.
Oh, wait, the file's too powerful. Hang on.
It is a large file.
Hang on. I assume this one,
Trying
yeah.
to figure out which one.
You got any more of the megabytes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the one that's clearly a 3D image? Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So my 3D digital art. The thing is trying to match the official Sonic art style. It looks so good that I've now done work for the official Sonic stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a slightly darker blue.
Well, that's CMYK color palette.
CMYK.
Gross.
Oh, okay. So it looks better in print form.
In print form, it's better to print because it uses up less colors. You get used to it when you work in the industry for this type of stuff.
Oh man, like CMYK is terrible because like I want to print some like purple stuff, and then purple ends up looking more bluish or more just gray.
Don't get me wrong, I don't like it, but I understand why it exists and why it's important.
Yeah, we're in the future now. We should be able to like get over this. Why is CMYK such a shitty color scheme?
It really messes up how Sonic looks. His most iconic feature is that cool shade of blue that he is.
Yeah.
And when you get CMYK, I mean, look at that. He looks so dark. He doesn't look
It's
right.
looking very comic book.
Thanks a lot, CM.
A good question to ask you, since you work on official Sonic stuff. Do you prefer blue arms or no blue arms?
What kind of question is that, man?
Yeah,
It's a very
what the
specific
fuck?
question, because some people prefer all blue Sonic arms.
Sonic fans
so
be like
as
that.
of lately, people have started to turn around and actually are now loving blue arms. The movie and Boom have like changed perception of people, but strictly coming from a color theory standard, if Sonic were to like put his arms above his head, like lean back, relax, it becomes just a big blue smirk. If it's all blue,
Yeah.
so you need that color contrast of the tan arms. I think it's like a key design thing that they just kind of keep getting rid of for this lighter stuff. It works on Boom. He has a scarf that kind of breaks up his colors more, but on movie Sonic, I swear it's just execs being scared that he doesn't look realistic if his arms are tan.
Yeah. It's like, and you need it for just so it pops out. It was there for,
Exactly.
I mean, the games came from like 16 bits, so they needed a way to separate his hands from like the rest of his body. That's why
I can see why it probably.
Right, he'd look like a coffee mug if he didn't have that.
That's why Mario has
Same.
overalls, and it's like that's like saying we got to remove his overalls because we're HD enough. It's like you don't got stuff.
I can sort of see why like the blue arms work on movie Sonic. Considering the fact that he's a Sonic with more details, so the difference between his quills and his arms are more obvious by the shading.
Yeah, that does help. There's shading there that happens. A lot more of the fur detail. You can tell with the direction of the fur that goes over his body is in one lane and the other. But when it's like a 2D sprite and you have blue arms, it blurs together.
Yeah, I can only assume that the only other choice that I would think that they would be afraid to have Sonic have like tan arms is showing more hedgehog skin or something, and then they're like, cover him up a little bit more, slap some more of that blue on him.
Yeah.
There was this post, July 8th, 2020, from the Sonic Twitter, where it's like Sonic's daily schedule, normal stuff, right? Groom quills, brush teeth, read emails, 1,000 laps. 11:30 p.m. Take off hedgehog suit.
Oh man.
So it's like, what part is his suit?
It's kind of like a Garugamon from Digimon. Like, what part's the suit and what part's Garugamon or whatever his name was?
Yes.
Was that his name?
Garugamon? Garamon?
Garamon? No, wait, hang on. Matt's Digimon. What's his name? No, Agumon's the dinosaur.
Okay, I don't know my Digimon.
Matt's the blonde jerk who became
Digimon
evil for like an
Matt.
episode. I don't know why he became evil. I forget.
Oh, it's the blue thing?
Yeah, the blue guy.
thing?
Yeah, he's blue. He's got like hang on. The guy with the blue tiger. What is
Oh, God.
that's
Yeah, if you look very closely at the Sonic model, it's like got a weird indent.
Yeah, a
Where
little
it's
bit
like
of
clothing?
a arm socket
It's
where
rubber.
his arm goes into.
oh man.
I could go in great detail of like the anatomy of the Sonic characters, but I won't do that.
Gabumon.
What about Sonic Prime and like the tan arm being directly attached onto the blue so it stretches together?
Not a fan of how the Prime does the arm sockets. It looks weirder when they have a connection. I prefer them to be more loosey-goosey with that.
Yeah, found it.
I get that.
This is Gabumon, and this is him without his like coat. Because that's
Is that official?
yeah.
I
don't know
remember
if
this character.
I don't know if it's official, but like there was this episode where he took it off, but they didn't show what he looked like underneath.
Oh, God.
God, put
Even
it
the
back
dog
on.
behind you is
Yeah,
barking up at this.
we're all disgusted by
Fireworks,
Gabumon.
am I right?
There's still fireworks going on in your area?
So
There's always fireworks going on. I wish they'd stop working.
Gabumon digivolves into the coat that he's wearing over his head, so it's implied that he just murdered the animal that he evolved into and becomes that animal.
Yeah, Digimon's crazy. They actually shit.
Get into the animal.
Pokemon don't shit.
Get
Pokemon has the same thing. Cubone.
into the animals. Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah, but you don't see it in the anime.
Imagine if you could kill someone and become them. That'd be kind of hot.
Speaking of killing people, not a great transition.
Yeah.
Someone gave us a great little tidbit about Flushed Away.
Yeah.
Nien Pyre the Cat 2257. Numbers are important as letters, of course. A major reason, I'm reading verbatim by the way, Aardman Animation did Flushed Away in CGI was not only because water was hard to animate with clay, but because a fire broke out at the animation studio, which destroyed all their puppets in the process of 2005. Flushed Away pre-production.
Oh.
This also affected Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, which was that CGI?
No, that was clay. I think. I swear it was.
They probably had
clay.
Let me check. Clay or CGI. We're about to find out. Can you imagine if your hard drive got wiped?
Oh man.
It's like, would I want to make more of this thing? Do I want to do a new thing now?
Fuck, pay someone else. I ain't dealing with this. Pay someone else
Oh,
to do
I had
that
that
shit.
happen to me once. It was devastating. It was like the loss of a child type stuff to me.
Yeah.
And like all those models, all those years just gone. And for a while there, you just sit like, I don't want to do it again. I'm done. But a couple years later, you're like, okay, that was my old work. I'm better. I can improve, and I do all my work again. But I've learned.
It looks like
And I take very good care of my hard drives and my external hard drives now.
it looks like The Curse of the Were-Rabbit was claymation.
Yep.
Interesting. I wish more stop motion clay animated films would be rescanned in 4K,
Yeah.
like the Lego Movie was. Well, the Lego Movie was CGI, of course. Now that we all know, on the same page as that.
Yeah.
But Nibroc,
Yeah.
in our topic stuff, you want to bring up Miraculous Ladybug? They had a leak.
Oh, massive one.
Oh, yeah, a pretty massive one as of lately. Almost everything from their Google Drive got leaked somehow. The
Oh,
password
man.
was miraculous1234. So
Oh.
you gotta write some better
come
passwords up there. We got storyboards, we got models, we got character design sheets, and my God, it is so amazing to look at a franchise from this angle. You can see that they have a very detailed list for every single character, every single outfit a character has ever worn in a show, every single one-off monster of the week type stuff. It's all documented in their character design doc, and
Damn.
that's a side that we rarely get to see from cartoons.
Yeah.
The documentation of some cartoons probably have almost no documentation. Same for games.
Yeah, that's really cool. Just have
So it's
all the
it
assets.
looks like the file is no longer available from mega.nz. So I guess someone else. Well, someone guaranteed at least 200,000 people have the
Yeah.
files already.
I downloaded it in time if you guys want to see it some later, but
How many gigs is that file?
oh man, it's like a 600 megabyte file,
Oh.
and
Oh.
the PDF. I got the PDF for just the
Okay.
The
I was
character
like, you
models
got
are
me the
7
first
gigabytes.
half.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of files in there. I just went with the character PDF because I didn't have a need to download 7 gigabytes of models from an anonymous website.
Oh no. Yeah.
But
I mean, just run it through a antivirus program, make sure it's good. Now you have archives. Oh,
Hell yeah.
oh, I'm sure someone will archive it for me, so I don't have to worry about that just yet. But
do you think was there any indication of why it was leaked? Like someone got fired, or it was just an accident kind of thing?
well, seeing as the password was miraculous1234, I'm assuming that was an accident. Someone was just smart enough to guess something like that. And I mean, yeah, it sucks when stuff gets leaked from a show like this, for the producers and stuff, but it's also just a really cool treat for fans of the series. I guess a lot of stuff got spoiled too from later seasons that aren't even released yet, but that part really sucks.
Oh God.
But
Imagine being the person to crack that code live. You just call
God.
friends. You're like, what if the password's miraculous 1234? Hold on.
Oh.
It's like that classic Spaceballs joke, where it's like, "What's your suitcase number? 1234."
Yeah.
it's just you shouldn't make your password that cartoonishly easy.
What's
Yeah.
what did they hack exactly? Like a cloud drive or something?
No, they just went into a Google Drive and got all the stuff with the password.
Jeez.
I know, it's that simple.
Yeah.
So apparently, in tandem with other stuff that was also leaked. So you know how we talked about Han and Jake, the leaked Duke Nukem game that got later turned into a dinosaur hunting game?
Yeah.
More Duke Nukem shit leaked.
Oh yeah. What's
Um,
next?
So the official Duke Nukem film Bible from Miramax leaked, and then Scott Miller, who worked on Duke Nukem, a bunch of our games, said, "Well, if that leaked, I'll just show you this." And so he showed off the original signed deal in 2000. So like, there was gonna be a Duke Nukem movie at the very least in talks as early as 2000.
Yeah. Yes.
That would have been great.
Who would they star in? You know, who would be Duke?
Who would direct it?
I
My
mean-
question. You
I
know?
mean,
So right here, someone asked, "Did you guys get to casting? Interested you play Duke?" And Scott Miller said they had talked to Arnold
yeah,
for
yeah.
one, and he seemed interested, but I didn't think he was right for the character.
Yeah. So I guess so. He would. I can't imagine him pronouncing any of the what Duke says. Yeah, it's
Well, it would have been great.
kick ass your bubble gum and I'm all out of gum. That's how he sounds. I think. I don't know.
So when did Doom the movie come out? 2004,
5.
right?
Yeah,
2005.
with Dwayne Johnson.
So this would have been released before that movie. So there was a chance they would either use very early CGI, or they'd be one of their last remaining sci-fi films to use like animatronics for shit,
Yeah,
or maybe a mixture of both.
gotta make them pigs or whatever he fights.
I'm just thinking in my
The
head.
pig cops.
Cops.
Recently saw the Scooby-Doo movies, like the 2000 ones.
Mhm.
I'm imagining that it would be something like that, where they have like the green screens and they have the like 3D CGI characters that just look atrociously terrible, but it's charming in a way. Don't you agree? Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
terrible graphics. It almost looks like how Doom did look, or how Duke Nukem, like that style with the pre-rendered characters.
Yeah, that'll look great or not. I don't think so. I don't know.
It would not have saved the video game topic of are video game movies good. I think it would have been one of the leading examples of video game movies are bad. Look at Nuke Nukem the movie.
Nuke Dukem, the movie.
Nuke Nukem.
Wait, what movie
What?
did you mention?
Duke Nukem.
Oh,
Duke Nukem the movie.
I mean,
Damn.
maybe they would have changed it Nuke Nukem just to make it more marketable. I don't know.
Yeah, no, wait. John Cena was famous at the time. I don't know if he made movies at the time, but hang on, John
more 2004, wasn't
Cena, IMDb, before he made classics like all those classic John Cena films like Hang on, I gotta check what is IMDb. What did he?
Surfs Up 2, Wave Mania.
Surfs Up 2. An uncredited role in Ready to Rumble, some movie. No one remembers that. The Marine. Oh, that was 2006. Nah, it was too early for him. He couldn't be Duke Nukem at the time, but now he can. He's Peacemaker. It's a great show.
There was the fan game Duke Nukem 3D Reloaded from 2011.
Yeah.
That was nearly done.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they were just waiting on Gearbox. Right. And they said, we can't tell you if we will allow the game to be released.
That's a no.
And it's like, oh. Because this would be at a time where people would just make fan games. It was easy for publishers to take them down.
Yeah.
Like, not even just Nintendo. But if you take a look, I mean, if you just like go to Google after this podcast or during the podcast, whatever you want, Duke Nukem 3D Reloaded. It looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, what's the best way to put it?
It's a fan game, but
Nearly on par to Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah.
And that either tells you the quality of Forever or the quality of the fan game.
Oh yeah, it's a mix of
You
both.
decide.
It's it's kind of murky. There's no colors, but I guess I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what
It was 2011.
Yeah.
It was the Xbox 360 era of browns and greens.
gross. Ew. Yuck. Oh, but I see the Hollywood level. In retrospect, I forgot the first level was called Hollywood Holocaust. It's like, that's the name I would have chosen. Huh.
Yeah. Why isn't Hollywood Duke?
Yeah, what's going on? Well, yeah, why specifically there, Duke? Never mind. Anyway.
No, I just kind of like the idea of the Duke Nukem franchise going like, he's a tough guy and the aliens keep coming back. Like, do you think the aliens should just give up eventually? Like, Why don't we just wait until this guy dies and then
Of
come
old
back?
age, I guess so. Yeah. If he's all that powerful, fuck it. Just wait for him to die.
Because if he was the action star of the '90s like Arnold, he'd be in his like 80s now.
No!
So it's like Duke. Well, it'd be like what was it? Okay, what was that? What was that movie franchise? They had 3 movies. They're gonna make a 4th one.
Huh.
It's not the Invincibles. They're Irreplaceables.
Oh,
the Unstoppables.
It's Stallone and
Oh,
Expendables, yeah.
The
Expendables.
Expendables.
Oh,
They'd have that with Duke Nukem,
Oh.
where he's just like extra slow,
Oh.
and it's like he has a blurry eyesight.
He's tired. He doesn't want to shoot things no more.
I mean, isn't that just like every action hero these days from the old movies? They're like that.
Struggling to exist. Yeah, I know that.
I'm sure
Well,
if
it's
they
like-
did that, they would just somehow make him young again. He drinks some alien juice. Now it's time to kick ass again.
Yeah, it's time to suck, time to kiss ass and chew bubble gum, and I got so much ass.
But in terms
Right.
of end of the year stuff,
Yeah.
because we're recording this January 1st,
Yay.
apparently Strange World is the #1 movie on Disney Plus worldwide.
Wow, what
guess.
competition is there? Yay.
So unexpected.
Well, it's just like no one saw the movie in theaters because it's bad marketing and they barely marketed it.
They were
You
just
put on Disney Plus. Ooh.
Yeah, they're just like, look, people are just gonna wait for it on Disney Plus anyway.
There's
Fuck it.
so many people together right now for the holidays. Of course, it's going to be the #1 movie. It's a new movie on Disney Plus. It was in theaters. It's like, oh, it's like going to theaters at home.
What
but
else?
It's a movie we're never going to go see.
Yeah, what else am I supposed to watch? Avatar? That's 3 hours. No, thank you.
You can watch Home Alone 6.
Home Alone 6?
Is that already
Yeah.
out?
Yep.
Isn't the Puss in Boots movie
I've not
also
heard
going to be
anyone
like
talk about Home Alone
moving
6.
from theaters fast?
It's Home Sweet Home Alone, and it has some pretty funny carryover. Like Kevin McAllister, the kid McCoy Culkin plays, he now has a security company. And you see like a sign of the front lawn of the new people's home.
Oh,
It's like McAllister Home Security. And I was like, oh.
yeah.
And his brother's now a cop in this film, and played by the same actor.
That's the only person that could get return his brother.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is too busy being like YouTube videos.
Yeah, he's rocking out.
Babyface.
You don't need
I
that
love
shit.
him in the Red Letter Media stuff. He's so funny.
Yeah. To hell with all that crap.
There was that recent video by Red Letter Media. It was about Nuki and the idea of what collecting means.
Yeah. My favorite part of that video is them saying like, well, the whole point was that supposedly people bought a wrap sealed copy of Back to the Future on VHS on eBay for several $1,000s, and that created this market of people reselling sealed classic VHSs, and people were selling sealed VHSs for a lot of money on eBay with 0 bids, yet this one random website that started this thing is auctioning off these same things, but there's multiple bidders. Yet, why is there multiple bidders on this specific website, but not eBay, a bigger website?
It's the same speculative market. We're using some fancy business terms right here.
Yeah.
The speculative markets of like NFTs.
Yeah.
It's like maybe someone wants my very old copy of You Got Mail.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks.
They did the same with the video game scene, and people are like calling that bullshit.
Oh, the used video game market has always been terrible. So
Yeah.
much so that Goodwills, depending on how knowledgeable they are, if they see a video game that's not like, Xbox or PS, PlayStation, or whatever, or Nintendo, like something very, obviously has to be one of those, very old shit, they save it for the back and sell it online. They don't sell it in the store.
Oh man.
I had a
But on
copy
rare
of
occasion.
Sunshine for $3 from Goodwill not too long ago, but now
Oh,
since
shit.
COVID and collection and collecting, it really went just sky high. So many people are trying to collect now, and there's only so much for people to collect out there. The numbers are
Yeah.
getting egregious.
It's that, oh, you want $200 for Mario Sunshine? I Google Mario Sunshine Rob and get 2 billion results. But speaking of results, so going back to most watched, Disney Plus, most watched show, The Simpsons still. Fourth watched.
Hell yeah.
Bluey.
Yeah,
Don't know what the other
Bluey.
two are.
Bluey got really popular, and people are saying, is this going to be the new MLP? And what I'm thinking, it's more like going to be the new Rugrats. Yeah.
Just a really good family-friendly kid show. Like, it's a kid show that parents can actually like endure and sit through, unlike some other kid shows where they're a little too hand-holdy and a little too baby eye food candy. It's a just wholesome family fun. I've seen people watch it a lot, you know?
And the best aspect of like Bluey's writing is that every episode, even from the beginning, it's very clear that they weren't writing just for the children, they were writing for the adults too. Like they were writing for parents and kids. It's the show is literally the whole like draw of the show isn't just children, it's children and their parents.
Yeah, apparently it's advice for them raising kids, I think, because that's what I've heard.
A mix of that and also like
Adult jokes that I've seen shared on Twitter a lot.
well, I was gonna say giving kids better tools to like face certain kinds of situations, or maybe even things that like are just a little difficult to explain on their own. Like, I mean, like the episode that sticks out to me the most is probably camping. I think is what the episode's called. My friend Deli had shown that to me, and our friend Leia. And that episode low-key discusses dealing with people entering your life and leaving. Rather, it's that like they left just because like involuntarily, unexpectedly, they could have died, they could have moved away, etc., etc. They're talking about that very generally by just having Bluey like make friends with this one kid who speaks French, and then the kid leaves. And isn't able to properly communicate that he's about to leave because he speaks French and Bluey speaks English. And then the other aspect of their writing is that they always know how to do really, really good bookends. And that one has like one of my favorites because like this is a spoiler for the camping episode if you aren't gonna watch it yourself, but it's pretty old. The episode ends with a time skip to like years later. Bluey has come back to that same park and is off to go read a book, and then the same kid that she was hanging out with but older is like over there and is like something Bluey. And you instantly connect the dots and it's like and then it just ends there with the credits and I'm like
Bluey, I am back from the French. Oh, yes. Is that how they sounded?
Comparing it to something like Peppa Pig, which Peppa Pig existed apparently since 2004, would you rather your kid grow up with a British accent or an Australian accent?
Oh no, Australian's like the redneck version of Britain.
Yeah, but then you'd have like a little dickhead British kid.
Oh, yeah.
Who speaks American English with no like British vernacular, so it just sounds like a transatlantic accent.
What the?
But it's like, it's like that running gag in American Dad where Toshi speaks Japanese, and none of his family knows why he does that. They're like, we don't speak Japanese. How'd you learn it?
What? I didn't know that's the lore of that character of Toshi.
That's really funny to hear.
Yeah, Daft watched like every episode of American Dad, but in reverse.
Yeah, I started from the newest season because I want to finish up the episodes. And I was like, oh, time to watch the whole thing again.
Yeah.
And in the very first season, very nostalgic, you see a sidekick phone.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get...
It's like...
Yeah, gotta get that. Good phone. Classic.
What was your first phone?
My first phone.
Well, Nibroc can.
Oh.
Nibroc.
Man, you go first. I gotta think here.
Just a shitty little clamshell phone. Just, nothing special. Basic bitch stuff.
Yeah, no, I think I'm the same. Just a flip phone, really old, bulky. Played like the Java games on it. I remember I played like bowling on there. That was fun.
Ballin'.
I remember those games where it's like, you can play Crash Bandicoot on your phone. It's like 2 frames a second.
Yeah.
It's like, this is playing.
They were early, mobile games.
Yeah. Some of them are preserved. Some of them aren't.
A lot of
What was
them
your
aren't.
first phone, Jake?
probably like an old iPhone.
Like an iPhone 3G?
I don't remember. I think so. The old, small, blocky ass phones.
Was
That
it the
only,
3G or the 4G that they finally added an app store?
I'm not sure. It was a while ago. I do know that the App Store was on there.
Oh my god. I looked up flip phone just to get reference, and apparently they're selling it's Hello Kitty, but they're calling it the Kitty flip phone. And it's like a dummy phone that connects to your real phone to Bluetooth it so you can use this as a dummy phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
It sounds a bit complicated just for this.
Just give me a damn phone. What the fuck is this shit? It's like a totally Spies accessory.
Like, I do like the concept of a Hello Kitty phone. Like, I think we've seen, or I've shown you the Hatsune Miku and the Gundam phones.
Hell yeah.
Only released in Japan, though.
Yeah.
Or the, what was it? What was that, what's it called again? I'm blanking on the name. It's, Third Impact.
Genshin
what's-
Impact?
Evangelion?
No, Evangelion. The
Oh.
slew of Evangelion PC products and phones are like all purple and green.
Yes.
It's cool as hell.
What? We get that. I want that.
But while we reminisce on phones, we gotta take a quick break.
all
Getting
right.
a little tired. Gotta get a little drink.
BRBs.
We're always in our clubhouse getting high. Super fuckers. Everybody wishes we would die. Super fuckers. Here we come like a bomb. Everybody fucking
All right, questions. If anybody has a question, be sure to start out with the word question so it's easier to find and post them in the YouTube comments of this video or in the official Discord in our Q&A section.
And we actually got a great little thing right here. It's not a question. It's actually, what's the best way to put it? An elaboration. So last episode, if you listen to the last one, we were kind of weirded out, you know, that Patrick Star was narrating over football. Like, why is he doing that?
Yeah.
You want to know why, Jake?
Why?
Webmaster4531 is answering your burning question. Patrick Starr's voice actor Bill played an assistant football coach in a sitcom, and apparently he also played a coach in real life.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
yeah.
that makes it, yeah.
Apparently Nickelodeon's like trying to get kids into football. They're trying to indoctrinate their kids into football by playing it because apparently kids today just don't give a shit about football. They like their Fortnites and bubblegum.
Football would be more
or
interesting
something.
if they had hockey rules, where they had like a penalty box if you beat up someone.
You need we need to bring back the XFL.
Wouldn't they just fight more if there's a penalty? Like, oh, we can fight, and that's an option.
Hell yeah, XFL. Bring it back. Even though I didn't watch it, but conceptually it sounded awesome. Yeah.
Well, it's like that mutant football game on the Sega Genesis,
Yeah.
where it's just like blood and gore
Please.
and everything. That shit was cool,
Yeah.
but it also was still football. So
No. Steve from American Dad. I saw an episode last night where he rebooted baseball to have like fantasy rules, like Dungeons and Dragons. Like we need more of that. We need a class system. We need a mage and a bard and whatever other systems that these games got.
Sport RPG games are so much fun, like
Yeah.
adding that stuff to those games really does change them. I don't think you can do something like that quite as well in the real world, but there's definitely ways to spice up any type of sport.
Yeah, they gotta
Anything
try.
that's getting stale.
No, again, XFL. They had like wrestling rules where the players had like names, like fancy names, like "He Hate Me" or something. XFL players. Let me see. It was like wrestling logic. No, I want like the stupid names everybody got. Nicknames. There was Tater, classic player, D-Day, Big Daddy, Death Blow, He Hate Me. Yes.
but for you, Nibroc, PK Ben has a burning question.
Anyway,
But apparently, circling back to Nibroc, what's the funniest place you've seen a render of yours stolen from?
no.
Oh my gosh, that is such a good question. I see my artwork stolen all the time. In fact, as soon as I got in this call, someone on Twitter showed me a Sonic the Hedgehog purse that had one of my Sonic renders on it. They found in Mexico or something.
A purse?
A purse, like a woman's purse that had like one of my, not even one of my good Sonic renders, to be honest. Like one of my, but yeah, they show up everywhere. Some of the weirder places, I guess, has been on like actual Malaysian TV. Like they show up in commercial bumpers for Sonic Boom. Of course,
nice.
Cartoon Network has stolen my artwork before.
Oh no.
Was it really stolen if it's theirs, I guess?
I mean, it's a legal gray area if you can just
Yeah.
take fan art and use it. I don't really care if people take my art and use it, but it's really funny when all the bootleggers do that type of stuff. I've seen carnival rides that had my renders like plastered on the sides. Like that kind of stuff is so
Oh,
strange and
man.
surreal. I've seen pictures of like Takashi Iizuka at like a shoe store. In the background, it's just one of my renders blowing up huge on the wall next to like a shoe brand. Like I get around in such crazy ways. It's
It's a good
so
question to
strange.
you. If you saw it in public, would you buy it?
Tear it down.
Okay, yes, I have bought a couple bootlegs of my own. I have some bootleg shirts of mine. I have a shirt of Shadow the Hedgehog dressed up as Yori Yagami from King of Fighters. I love that shirt so much. It's so like ironic and it shows off both my love for Sonic and fighting games. I have a pair of Crocs that have tons of stolen giblets of my renders on them. Like,
Well, if it wasn't for bootlegs, we wouldn't have stuff like Mario 7 Granddad.
man, there's so many great bootlegs.
Or that classic image of like Ben 10 with his hands over Gwen and she's pregnant.
No. Why you got to bring
Oh,
that one?
I've seen that in like bootleg stores. Yeah.
It's popular.
There's a store in my town that has nothing but bootlegs. It is beautiful, and inside there, you can smell the lead paint, or it's just very dusty. It's very cramped.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say I condone buying bootleg stuff of my own. Like if you see something that someone made that is using one of my renders, you don't have to buy it. You shouldn't feel obligated to buy it or anything like that. If it's something you actually want or if it's funny to you, okay. But supporting bootlegs is probably not good.
Well, the product's already made.
Yeah, it's like you know,
what I mean?
you're not by not using straws. You're not saving straws. They're still making straws. They're still putting straws in the straw cabinets. You know, you didn't do anything.
Okay, here
there.
it is. If it's very funny, then buy it. If it's just like regular bad, don't get it. But if it's so bad it's ironic, it comes back to being funny again and cool.
Yeah.
Right. There's definitely bootleg products that steal from official products. Like, oh, if you buy this Figma that's actually fake, then you're taking away from actual Figma getting any money making actual good figures. But if you're buying like bootleg Sonic in a little car, I don't know, who are you hurting in that scenario?
The Sega and their official Sonic in a car toys, I guess. Are there any?
Yeah, but what about things like, I don't know. Again, it's hard to justify bootlegs. I don't think bootlegs should exist.
Well, I've seen terrible official merch of things. Like I always love showing Pan and even talking about Jesus is King, Kanye's merch. Where if you look on screen right now, if you're in this call, you can look in the chat.
Oh,
But if you look on screen right now, these are official things, and these are like low-res JPEGs that he didn't upscale them. He
We
just
did not upscale them.
stretched them.
Oh,
That is,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
if I saw that, I would think, oh, that is definitely fake, you know?
it ain't. It's real.
But it's like $400 or something, or was whenever they sold
Damn it, Kanye. Someone needs to teach Kanye. Hey, go on Google, like search up size large image. Like that'll solve his problems. Not all of them, but he's got a lot of problems going on. He's a terrible person, awful human, fucking
But the FB guy,
awful.
question.
Anyway,
Yeah, Stan used to be a big Kanye fan.
no,
Like, he
I
had his whole
wasn't.
shelf
Shut the.
of like every single
fuck
album,
up.
even in vinyl and cassette form.
Get-
He even has.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry for your loss.
I bought Graduation Day 1. It was released on 9/11. Like I was so pumped for 9/11. Hell yeah, fucking 9/11. Graduation. Yes, some other album came out that day. I forgot what the other album was. Yeah.
You were in the store, you bought the CD, and like right behind you, there was like plain footage of 9/11, and you don't even see the screen. You're turned around, you're like, "This is the best day ever!"
Yeah!
And everyone in the store is looking at you, going like,
Graduation. It's lost media, but I need to find the clip. Okay, I remember forever ago.
"It's not lost media. We found it."
No, what?
Yeah, the advertisement that said, "Don't forget to buy Graduation on 9/11."
No, it's a different thing. Because I used to
Oh,
watch
okay.
this show on VH1 called Best Week Ever, where they would recap events from the past week. And one of them was when Graduation came out. There was just like some lady on like I guess TRL or some like daytime talk show saying, after all the hype, 9/11 is finally here, because they were hyping up this album.
Oh, that's unfortunate naming. Although, maybe intentional, just to get the buzz.
Yeah.
You wanna know what else released on 9/11?
What?
Silver Side Up by Nickelback, which has the song "How You Remind Me."
This is
That released on
how
9/11.
you remind me.
But moving away from tragedies,
Oh,
let's move to opportunities.
yay.
Actually, I like that transition. Anyway, the FV guy says, "What's a Sonic character you want back officially, just so you have the opportunity to work on them?"
Oh, that's a really simple question for me. Shade the Echidna. One of my very first like big, I got in the Sonic franchise around Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Heroes, like that era.
Mhm.
And so the first time that I noticed a Sonic game was coming out and I was excited for it was Sonic Chronicles. And
Oh, boy.
I know people don't like Sonic Chronicles, but at the time I was really excited for it and I played the game. I bought it. I loved it. I actually thought it was really good. A different time, before there was online internet, I was just reading game journals and like Game Informer, whatnot, magazines, and I was making my own opinions on video games after playing them. Novel concept in this time for sure.
Yeah.
So I liked the game. I thought it was cool. I loved Elite Beat Agents, so I thought it was neat that they mixed the fighting style of Elite Beat Agents into an RPG.
Oh,
The story,
yeah.
the narrative paths. I don't know. I know people don't like it these days. People say it's a bad game, and I'm okay with that. I like it, and I love the character Shade the Echidna. I think it's a real shame that I can't bring up Shade the Echidna without everybody wanting to talk about that other thing that happened. I don't need to say it. You know what I'm thinking about. Let's not do that conversation right now.
Actually, I don't, but we can cut.
Yeah,
that
I don't
part
know what
out.
the hell you're
No
talking
worries.
about.
You guys don't know what you don't know about
Is
the
it-
lost. Mighty Armadillo is back. He's now a classic character in their classic franchise. He's all the way back, but he's, in my opinion, Mighty the Armadillo doesn't have a lot of interesting things going for him. Like,
Oh.
if you're trying to write a story for Mighty Armadillo, you don't really have much to do there. Shade has an entire story arc to her, and I've even talked to the creators of the game and figured out what they were planning to do for the sequel of her her story. Their game ends in a cliffhanger. It's never resolved because they never made a second game. It's that kind of stuff I'd love to bring back and work something there, but that's a hard pitch.
Continuing the train of thought for Sonic characters, Mr. Bourne, 2 N's by the way. Least favorite Sonic character to model, and also just personally, or maybe if you don't want to get into too much trouble, you can say hardest one to model. Let's end it with a nicer question. That makes sense.
Yeah. There's not actually that many Sonic characters that I dislike. I would say there's characters that I find it harder to write for or think of concepts for. Cream the Rabbit comes to mind. I just find it's hard to incorporate her into the main group. But when it comes to actually modeling, for me, it's robots. Robots are hard to model. I really want to make a mecha Sonic type stuff, but so many bolts, so many integrates. It's harder to make robots in 3D than you might think.
Sounds tedious.
How so? They just don't bend, or what?
It's detail and shapes. With a character, I can actually sculpt a lot of the pieces for their head shapes, but with robots, I have to make really intricate designs. I have to make arm joints that actually can feasibly bend in a realistic way.
I get it.
Also, polygon count, model tries. Using robots, you have to use a lot more polygons. It's I don't know. It's hard to play.
So many bevels.
So many bevels.
There's this it's not letting me post it in the group chat, so I can't show you. Here, let me show you. There's this Twitter meme where it's
I love
cube,
that meme.
sci-fi concept cube.
That's definitely true.
That's how Powerpuff Girls and Dexter did technology. I loved it.
Yeah, just looking at this robot character,
Oh,
E123 Omega. Yeah, that looks like a bitch to model.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely hard. I mean, you might look at it and think, oh, that's not that bad, but there's things you don't think about, like the joints, the bins, look at the
Yeah.
hands, for example, all those little
It
tiny
swivels,
pieces.
I guess.
Swivels, circles, curves, so many shapes compacted into a mechanical arm that actually has to be able to move and bend in a realistic way. You could probably fake it on some stuff, but when you're making these types of details, it does get a lot harder to do.
Curious about when you get to the process of rigging it, because a lot of these bots have a lot of moving parts and things that transform.
Actually, surprisingly, robots are easier to rig than normal meshes because you don't have to do any deformity. They don't need to bend, obviously, because they're hard weights. They're robots. The piece moves as it would an action figure. So all I have to do is weight the paint from the joint.
That makes sense.
I guess this gets into a good question right here. Map Station. Question for Nibroc. A lot of questions for you for some reason. I think we just added everyone or something.
Yeah.
Whatever happened. What id... They misspelled it, so I have to say it. What was your process for making models? And do you have any tips for people who want to get into modeling?
Okay, yeah. I get that asked quite a bit.
You want to start with the... what program do you use? Let's start with that. Get that
Yeah,
out of the
so I use Blender and Photoshop CS6. Those are my tools of trade. I actually use them in conjunction to each other. I will make a texture layout, and then I will go into Photoshop and actually add the details to the texture work after the fact, and then bring it back into Blender. But when it comes to modeling, I'm self-taught, I learned all this from my own, and it was hell. It was really hard and really, challenging. I gave up a lot. I think if I had just watched a few tutorials and actually learned movement. Moving around in a 3D space that you're unfamiliar with is so hard. It doesn't quite click with you right away that you need to hold the mouse, right click, turn, move this, that. It's complicated. So getting familiar with actually moving around before you get familiar with actually modeling really helps, because you can know how your shapes back and forth super well, but not know how to actually get to the areas that you need to actually sculpt and move and do. Like, it's a lot of it's just learning before you start.
Now, have you used a 3D mouse before?
A 3D mouse? No, this is the first time I've seen one. It looks like a flight stick, which I have a flight stick, but...
So this is in tandem to your 2D mouse. This twists, it moves up and down in like a ball kind of motion. I've used one before. I don't personally do 3D stuff as often as I would like to, but I have used this before, and it's magical to use in 3D.
That looks really cool. I will look into getting one of those, because I love trying out weird controllers and seeing how I can add them to my daily life.
Well, it's like Tourbox. You ever use one of those things?
Tourbox? No, I don't think I have.
Tourbox is just a USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to USB-A add-on. Bunch of buttons. You got some D-pads, you got some knobs. It's fun.
That looks cool. It looks like it'd be great for playing video games with like just one hand, lazily.
Oh, this is more so like a shortcut kind of thing in like programs.
It does, yeah. It does shortcuts as well, but also it looks like I could just play a game with one hand and not have to like focus on anything.
That could be a fun thing to try. Like play Mario 64 with this thing or something.
Sounds like a challenge.
Apparently these come in different colors now. White and transparent-ish?
Transparent?
Yeah, they do. Oh my god, if you look on screen right now, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a slightly transparent version. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes!
It's not a good
Oh,
color,
hell,
though.
Y2K!
I don't want that dust to look. Yeah.
It is a little dusty looking. If it was a transparent blue or green,
Yeah.
ooh,
Nice.
but it does
These
look
other
a little...
renders of it look way better, so maybe it's just the lighting. Like, look at this render.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think because it's transparent, the background you have it on also helps.
It's like a mutated Genesis.
The FV guy. Another question. Right here. Very good stuff. Are there other notable series you have worked on aside from Sonic? Or any... They end it with or any, so I'm going to assume or any you want to work on? I'm guessing that's what they want to say?
I think I mentioned earlier that for that cable guys company, I actually worked on a bunch of other brands from Warner Brothers to Sony, which is cool. I'm obviously the biggest Sonic fan around, so for me, Sonic is like everything. I don't have a lot of franchises that I feel like I want to work on, but
Mario?
I mean, I don't know if I want to work on Mario.
You got
Nintendo's a
problem
little
with
bit
Mario?
strange with their stuff. If I was a Mario fan, I don't think I'd have the jobs and the notoriety that I do today.
What about... I'm trying to go through mascots. Master Chief? Would you want to do a Master Chief?
Nah, not really.
That seems a bit too complicated.
My whole thing is scrimbly bimbelos. I love me some scrimbly guys. I've done a lot of like
Crash Bandicoot. How about him?
Crash Bandicoot's pretty good. I don't have a lot of love for the series. Like, I haven't played a lot of the games.
Okay.
I love Transanity, but Crash is cool. I would definitely be happy if my job was working on a scribbly bimbelo like Crash Bandicoot.
He's definitely what was it? One of the longer lasting cartoonish video game mascots.
Yeah.
Did it make sense?
Yeah, one of the edgy Sonic clones. I know he's not a Sonic clone, but I'm just saying, like, trying to get that edge, that era. Like,
Well,
he survived a lot longer than so many. Like, look at Zool. Who remembers Zool, right? Smarter than Sonic? Who is this guy?
didn't that come out on the Jaguar first, or did it become somewhere else first? Zool. Two U's, by the way. There's a 2 O's. Which one is it?
I think it's ZOOL.
Oh, they made a sequel.
Yeah,
Z.
and they also made Gingerbread Ninja Man, which was supposed to be a 3D game of it, which was canceled.
Yeah, I heard
turned
that.
into
Several different games.
Yeah, they tried. Everyone had tried at an era to make a cool
wow.
mascot character. I could start popping off names, but I'd be here all day. There's just so many characters that just tried to catch the coolness of Sonic and did not last.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was all that Crash Bandicoot was trying to be. He's more like a Looney Tune adjacent type character that animated Saturday morning.
Yeah.
He's great though. I do like Crash Bandicoot. I think he's gone through many different designs. I definitely would design him a little different if I could. I have actually designed him before.
How so?
I like the area. Go on.
Oh, I just said how so. Like, how did you redesign them? But also, I just want to say, Crash of the Titans version of Crash is the best Crash. I will. Look. I posted it before, but look at this. This is the most 2000s Crash ever. The spiky hair, the tribal tattoo from no existing tribes, the cargo pants.
Yeah, Mario had it as well.
I love this design so much, and everyone's like,
I actually really like this design too. I have rendered him once before. I don't even know where that one is, but I like that one too.
yeah.
I like the era.
Smooth.
Anyway, there's my Crash
Can we
Bandicoot.
show? Can we show this on screen?
yeah, you done like renders for Nitro Rad's thumbnails. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of Nitro F thumbnails. I even modeled like the characters from those games that he played. And I love modeling like Charmeleon Twist and
Charmeleon Twist. Yeah.
this is the Wheelie guy. That was like a Rockstar game.
Oh yeah, that Space Circus something or another. I forget what that game
Yeah,
was.
there's so many fun mascots of that era that I love, and I love to model them.
Yeah.
But Nib, we got a fantastic question right here.
Oh boy.
Fizz versus the world. It seems like they have a lot of problems on their hands. Question: strangest request from the Sonic fandom. I guess if they asked you to do something. Or
Oh my god, I
question?
get at least 20 comments a day of people asking me for stuff. It is nonstop. I mean, you know, I've got some really weird ones for me, and I'm just trying to think of which ones I should share.
Well, think of this podcast as TV14,
Yeah.
DSLV. What's all the letters?
Drugs, language, sex. Yeah.
Are we TVMA? I don't think YouTube allows us to
Possibly.
TVMA.
We've sworn. We've made swears on here.
Drug reference.
Just be
Drug. Oh my god, the drug.
Let's not
reference.
get demonetized. Let's be a little careful here. Definitely fetish stuff people ask me for, and I'm just not, and I'm not going to ever provide them. They ask me like, "Hey," but sometimes they demand it, like feet footage sticks to badger now.
Oh.
I get those comments all the time, and I'm just like, "Oh my god."
No.
But you know, that's just people. That's just.
I'm sure they had a wild time when in the first Sonic movie, Eggman was tracking Sonic through the footprints that he 3D scanned and is like looking at them.
No.
I want to say thank you so much to Tyson Hess for fighting against the Sonic foot scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. You've
It
saved
was supposed to be
a
foot
generation.
scene?
There was Sonic's feet were Sonic was not supposed to have shoes.
Oh.
He was going to be
Oh.
barefoot, and some of that remained in the movie
Gross.
with them tracking the feet. But
Oh.
they got
They
Sonic
had
to wear-
socks on, I guess.
He was wearing socks, but like they wanted barefoot Sonic in that, and
Someone at Paramount who has like a lot of money worked their way to the top of the chain to try and make that happen. They said, "All right, got the franchise. It's legal. It's my job." Tyson, feet now, and he's like, "No." It's like, damn it.
yeah, I'm sure he's
Foiled
gotten his fair
again.
share of feet now type replies.
But speaking of 3D models, Digital Web Fairy question: What are your thoughts on the new Sonic cartoon on Netflix, Sonic Prime?
I definitely would like the cartoon to be a little different. I thought it was going to maybe help the franchise market some more of its characters than just the main 5 that they are doing in there. But I do like it a lot. After the years of Sonic Boom being around, I realized that I'm just not that interested into the slice of life Sonic as I thought I'd be. Like, it just doesn't really do anything. And the Sonic Prime cartoon animated series has great action, has really good like action-packed scenes. I think kids all around the world are in a great era for Sonic, and having a like new TV show is exactly what the franchise needs at this moment.
Yeah.
I think a detriment is that there's only 8 episodes so far.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's just Netflix's issue. They're doing those
Yeah.
weird post-season things. What do you guys think about Sonic Prime, though?
Love it.
Have you watched it?
Yes, it's the best Sonic cartoon.
I thought it was
We
pretty
don't wanna go
good.
into too much
Excited for
detail.
the rest.
Because we already talked about it a bunch.
Oh, you guys have? Well,
Two-sentence
it was
summary.
it was a
Pam,
question open to
two-sentence
everybody.
It's pretty good. I don't know.
Jake, 2 sentences, summary.
I'm excited for more.
Yeah.
That's 1 sentence. You gotta use
One
your second
sentence. Oh, it's
Yes,
good.
yes.
Period. I'm excited for
Awesome.
more. Period.
one. Same.
That
Ooh,
works for me.
question for Pan by Jim Halpert.
Hmm.
What are your least favorite pizza toppings?
Oh. I don't know. I don't really
Anchovies?
hate anything. I haven't actually tried anchovies. I gotta go to one of those
mushrooms?
crazy places that sell like weird pizzas. Like, see what they got. Mushrooms are good. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like things people don't like. Ham?
That ham's good.
Canadian pan. Okay. Spinach.
It's alright.
Depends on the place. Sometimes
fine.
spinach gets burnt. That's not any good.
What about mozzarella balls? Like the balls that get slightly melted.
Like I never tried that. I don't think.
I once had
What
mozzarella
about-
sticks on a pizza. It was so good.
What kind?
Mozzarella sticks. Like they sliced up a mozzarella stick and put it on a pizza. So it's just fried
sounds
cheese. up there.
amazing.
It's so amazing.
What about purple olives? Like, not sliced, chunks.
Purple?
Yeah, purple olives.
Not black or green?
Nope, purple specific olives. What about those, Pam?
Yeah, olives are fine. If you look
Okay.
if you look at the
what about just
rings on my hat, that could essentially be pineapples. I don't think I've ever tried pineapple on pizza ever.
the stigma around it is people thinking it'll be like wet or something, but they try and dry out the pineapple and fry it. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I like pineapple on pizza. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Pan, Jahil,
Oh,
sing the Doom song.
dude, I'm gonna sing the Doom song.
Do you remember what Doom sounds like?
No. Oh, I
Got a
thought
couple notes.
no, they're referencing
Ba-da.
Zim.
No.
Oh, I can sing
What?
I can sing the Doom song. No, you know what? I can't.
He tried. He thought.
You did your best, and that's what counts.
Gold star
it
for
has,
you.
It has the dun 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 dun, and then it kind of loops, and then it does the and then it gets to the guitar part, depending on which version of the Doom 1 you played. Not Doom 2016, Doom 1.
Yeah.
You would try singing it, Nibroc?
Yeah, I never played Doom, but
No, that's the Mortal Kombat theme.
what do you mean that's Mortal Kombat? That's Doom.
No, that's you're singing the techno thing. I can't do it.
Mortal Kombat. Let me see.
trying.
Mortal Kombat
Actually,
theme song.
yeah, you just gotta hear.
No, man, you're faking.
Right. So in post, I overlaid the actual theme song over you, so we'll see if it matches up.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna make me look bad in front of millions.
Well, no, I did that for when Pan sung a song, and he matched up very well.
Oh.
Like he was probably 1 second off.
Which song? What song was that?
It was that water park song
Water.
of your local water
Oh
park.
yeah, hottest, coolest times in Texas. Slitterbond.
It wasn't Slitterbond. It was those two weird mascot things.
Oh yeah, no, it was Gus and Goldie.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, you come on down and swim. We'd like to, but we cannot swim.
What do you mean you can't swim?
swim?
Stop
Just
that
come
mess and
to
get down
the
to
water
the
park
pool and
and
start
learn to
your
swim
lessons
with
going
Gus
again.
and Goldie or something.
Question by Sabrina. They have a long one. Question. Has there been something that you did happen to you that you were scared your parents might find out, so you did your hardest to try and hide it, but looking back, you realized they probably wouldn't even found out about it? For me, it was when I was younger, in parentheses about 12. I commented on one of Pan's videos saying, "Wow, Pan, how could you not like Batman?" To which a disagreeing member of Pan responded, "Sounds like someone wants to ride Batman's bat pole." And I got so worried my parents would find out that response I just deleted my comment altogether and my lame claim to fame is lost.
What? Okay, first off, that doesn't even sound like a line of phrases I would say. Ride the bat pole? I don't.
Sounds like someone wants to ride Batman's bat pole.
Is that something I would say? I don't know. That's like
It could have been 2010 Pan.
sometimes I would hear somebody like, I don't know, essentially like come up with dialogue for something I would say in a script or whatever, and I'm just like, I would never say that. Did I say that?
That's because someone else said it.
I'm gonna-
And so you subconsciously don't think you yourself would have said it.
Wait, let me look up bat pole. Bat pole.
Maybe that could be a fun gameplay for like a future podcast. We take some actual things Pan said in older episodes that he can't probably
No.
remember, and then also make up fake ones to see if
Okay.
Pan can remember what's him and what's not him.
So on YouTube, you can pull up all the comments and you can search up like a keyword on your every single comment ever left in your own videos. And I looked up bat pole, and no variation of these comments have bat pole in it.
Well, no, they deleted their own. They deleted their comment, so your response most likely got deleted as well.
No, damn! I scared them away. Oh
Real, it's
man!
all in your head.
Oh man!
So, have you? Okay, we'll start with Nib. Nib, have you
Yeah,
done something?
I'm trying to think. I was a pretty good kid. I can't think of anything I might have tried to do. You know, at best I
Yeah.
played my DS
Drugs,
under the
hard
bed.
drugs, cocaine.
none of that stuff. I'm a good boy. I might have played my DS a little late at night, but there's nothing else that was bad or trying to hide.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm a good boy too. Well, I'm not Jake,
What
but
was
you
the
know.
question?
The question was, have you ever done something that you thought your parents would find out about, but later realized they probably would never have found out about it?
Yes.
Go on.
No, I'll just say yes. I probably have, but I don't know if I remember it. I would imagine it would be something that I'd be like, I would hate for my parents to find out about this, so I'm just gonna forget it, so I don't have to lie.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I feel like if it was something that was so minuscule, we probably just forgot by now. Or...
Yeah, lying's easier if you forget what happened.
Yeah.
You're right, Jake. Yeah, probably playing my DS, like at night. Or like, oh no, they'll find out. No, they're probably also tired.
Yeah, they weren't ever going to wake up and figure that one out.
Probably just went to bed. But we have one more question, right? Can you handle that, Nib?
For me again?
Yeah, in general. Actually, we're gonna open this up to everyone because they don't specify you. Teal Spark, question for all. See, it's for everyone. Favorite Sonic OST?
Oh man, well Unleashed is really good. And Sonic Adventure 2.
I'm gonna take Sonic Mania. Stealing that one.
No, you know what? I think the best one would to me is like Sonic Adventure because it just I don't know. It had the most diverse soundtrack. I feel for all the characters.
Oh, Sonic Rush.
Yeah, but
I'm choosing
for me-
Sonic Rush over Sonic Mania. Go on.
Gonna go with Sonic and the Black Knight. I love me some Crush 40s, and there are so many Crush 40 songs in that game, and all of them are just bops.
That's true.
Yeah.
My favorite Sonic Generations. I think that's probably the most polished modern Sonic game that I've played.
Yeah, that's good. It's like the
That is a
best
pretty
hits
good one.
answer.
Yeah, and I think it's probably the first one that I played that like I was like, because I liked Sonic when I was younger, but it wasn't till Sonic Generations that I was like, oh wait, no, I think I could be obsessed with this character.
For Sonic Generations, I never finished it.
Never finished it?
I got to the final boss, and it was hard, and I gave up.
no.
Yeah, I
Not
think
that long of a game.
I don't even think that like that boss is necessarily hard. It's just really confusing. Like it doesn't really tell you what you're supposed to do.
That
and the
looks like a
rings
homing shot.
Speed,
Yeah.
yeah, and then like the rings speed past you so fast that by the time you actually see them, they've gone by. So I think that boss might have been incomplete because there's some aspects of it that kind of have me sitting there like, I think they wanted to do more because that feature doesn't even work.
It feels like a lot of Sonic games where it's like, hey, I feel like you want to do a bit more here.
I'm pretty sure classic Sonic's homing attack doesn't work.
Oh, that's weird.
Like it just
Which version did you
doesn't.
play it on? PS3, 360, Windows?
I played it on 360, I believe.
I did as well. I guess I'd have to like dust off my 360 to really. Wait, no, I have it on Steam.
Yeah, just play on Steam.
I can play it later. I think I got on
Oh.
Steam for like $10 whenever they had the Sonic sales.
It's always on sale, man.
Gotta use the superpower of teamwork.
Nibroc,
Yeah.
to end off on this wonderful podcast, first of the year, especially because we're recording it on the first of the year.
Right.
Do you want to do your best Sonic impression
No.
for any character? It can either be Tails, Knuckles, Amy.
I mean,
Sonic?
probably Sonic for me.
Let's go.
Ah, shoot! I got sand in my eyes. Come on, Tails, let's go to the world as cool and blue as me. Yeah!
What if Sonic like said that monologue about hating sand and it being coarse from Star Wars?
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets in everywhere.
That's good right there. That's good. Pan, do you want to do a Tails?
Geez, Sonic, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm just an invent. No, that's Morty.
Yeah, that sounds like Morty. Morty Tails.
Oh, what does Tails say?
Morty
I need classic Tails lines. Tails. What?
Sonic, am I a burden to you?
Sonic, am I a burden to you?
Sonic,
Am I a
help!
burden? I'm getting trolled. No. Oh yeah, I can be a better Sonic because I'm extreme. That's how he would sound.
Whatever happens to that OVA owl? Where'd he
I don't
go?
fucking shut up, Tails. I'm trying to sleep.
I'm pretty hip with the ladies.
Oh, it's a
That's the
sickness.
owl.
It's just voices from everywhere.
No, if you gotta talk like OVA Sonic, you gotta block your nose. Shut up, Tails.
Why are we on a floating island?
Shut up, Tails!
How does that make sense?
Why? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was showing Pan. To end off on another note, I guess. in the Agretsuko comics, Big the cat and the owl from the OVA are just background characters.
Yay.
I saw
So
that.
true of them. So true of them.
And
That's
it's
so
like,
cool.
is that official?
Who
Are they in the OVA?
Guess
drew that
so.
comic?
Let's see, Agretsuko comics. Let's see what publisher it is.
Like,
Oni
I'm
Press.
sure. Oni Press, huh? I thought it would be IDW. Probably like one of the.
Has Oni Press worked with Sega?
Not that I know
How the
of.
fuck did they draw that in and not get caught? Because it's not a knockoff. It's the characters.
It's the
You know what I
characters,
mean?
like it's just them. Like that Big the
It's just
Cat looks
them.
exactly like the Big the Cat from the style guide of the All Stars, the Team Sonic Racing.
Maybe it's like, because like I know the whole thing about like copyright and trademark and such. It's a matter of where you're using it, how you're using them, and if it's something that like a company actually feels like taking action against the infringement. Because infringement happens all the time,
Oh yeah,
and companies just kind of don't care because why waste your money on like a random cameo when it isn't really like causing any issues. In fact, it could be considered free publicity.
Yeah, because I found the panel. It's on screen in the group chat. He's just hanging out. And he's on a train.
yeah.
But it also means it's canon. It's the OVA.
It's pretty great.
All this is happening 20 years in the future, or around the same. Does the OVA specify the year?
I don't think it does. Although it takes place in one of the more post-apocalypse type Sonic worlds. I could go in the whole spill right there, but that's all you need to know.
So maybe this is before the post-apocalypse because they still have working things like trains and jobs and businesses.
How old are you saying Old Man Owl was then? If he survived the apocalypse,
Yeah, the owl was there too. Well, maybe it's the owl's son, and he took his clothes.
his favorite clothes.
His favorite, the hip, cool clothes with the skateboard passed down from generation to generation.
Oh yeah, radical.
But we're gonna end that and end this first podcast of the year.
Wait, before it ends. Today's January 1st, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means that it's Public Domain Day. Do you guys hear that? Do you guys? I'm gonna remind the world again that Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Well, actually, maybe not that specific name, but Oswald from the original cartoons is still public domain. He has been. That's just a thing to put out there. Don't let Disney convince you
Yay.
otherwise.
What did people back then think when they saw like Oswald and Mickey? Were they like, "Damn, this is so
Holy
funny!
shit, it's moving.
This is so fucking funny! I'm gonna merge without looking, merge my carriage." Yes.
Think of the same people who saw the train in the movie theater and got fucking scared
Oh,
to shit their pants.
Fuck.
Oh yeah.
They see
a
the funny
classic.
little.
Imagine that, but for cartoons.
They see the
Yeah.
funny little drawing come to life, and they're like, "Holy shit! Holy shit!"
What was that parody where Mickey Mouse said like, "Hey, we gave you so many laughs over the years," and some kid says, "You're supposed to be funny."
Oh, SNL.
Yeah.
Those SNL animations.
Oh.
In The Simpsons, they did a Mickey Mouse thing, and he said, "We weren't funny, we were just first."
Oh. Now,
Sherlock Holmes is in the public domain now.
yeah.
Oh,
It wasn't in the public domain for a long ass time.
Long
He
ass
is, but
time.
his family is still around. They fight for the rights on him a lot.
What a bunch of assholes.
The casebook of Sherlock Holmes is in public domain now.
Yeah.
And it's like
take that.
a lot of books.
Tail-
It's 12 short stories.
Take that, Holmes family.
Was it like that? Like he was public domain, but they were still fighting about the trademark.
Yeah, well, the thing about public domain is as long as the original people keep creating new works, they can kind of get around and loophole the public domain status. So they just kept making new Sherlock Holmes material every few years. So they would never truly went into public domain. They'd still own that version of Sherlock Holmes. And if you were to use an old version of Sherlock Holmes, they could say, well, we own Sherlock Holmes and show the new version they have. That's how Disney's been getting around the Mickey thing. Look at all
Oh,
the
no.
generations.
Yeah.
Mickey's got one more year before Steamboat Willie enters the public domain, and that specific
then
version
that-
of him is public domain.
That Mickey Mouse will be public domain. But if you use that version of Mickey Mouse, they'll say, hey, we own this version of Mickey Mouse. You can't use that version. That's how they get
Like,
around this
hey,
loophole.
hey, we got that character trademarked. Hey,
I prefer the first incarnation of Mickey Mouse where he's just an asshole to everyone.
he's funny. He's a scrapper.
Like, in Steamboat Willie, he just abuses all these animals. And Minnie goes, haha, that's him.
No. What a dick.
That's my man.
And Pete the cat isn't like mean in this one. He's just the boss going like, hey, stop abusing my animals and get back to work. I'm paying you. It's like, I understand his plight now. In all the carnations, he's a dick.
Although I am very interested to see how would that discussion go if the character's public domain and works are using that version of the character. Disney can say that they've used that character, but just the mere act of creating a piece of fiction that has that version of the character depicted in it doesn't mean that they suddenly own the copyright to that character. It has to be distinct enough in its own way from the original version for them to even make that kind of case.
Yeah, because like Frankenstein, you cannot have him be green or have bolts on his neck.
Or
Right.
for the Bride of Frankenstein, you can't have that thunder or the lightning bolt in the hair.
I think it was like 2 thunderbolts. That are
Even
not allowed.
Rudolph, you can't do the red nose on a reindeer.
It's very specific. I don't know.
With a character like Oswald, it's so strange because the version that they're using is just the version from the original cartoon.
Yeah, there hasn't been much
Like-
evolution in Oswald.
Yeah, all the basic parts of his design are exactly the same from that version. Like, if there's any differences, it might be just in style, but like, I mean, it's a wonder.
It's an interesting topic. We'll see how they handle it. I mean, Disney, of course, big company. They got their lawyers suit and ready for whatever nonsense they want to do. But I mean, if someone wants
It
to
reminds
try,
me of that joke from the Aqua Team Hunger Force movie, where the bad guy was talking about something stronger than vibranium, and he's like, "I can say it, but we can't show it."
Yeah.
As far
That's
as
pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
as far as I know, they have been trying to get the trademark for Oswald for film and TV, but it's suspended. Which, as far as I've researched, that means that they are either failing to meet the requirements for them to get the trademark, or something about just not meeting deadlines. But I feel like it's probably more that they can't meet the requirements. They only recently started using him in like animations again, and they've actually fallen through with a few trademarks for Oswald because they just didn't keep them up, so they expired. But that's like
Oh,
for
yeah.
Gene shorts.
We saw that what company did they work with? Disney worked with a company to make these luxury brand Disney items.
Oh
What
yeah,
company was it?
it starts with a G.
G.
Made those expensive ass like varsity jackets and shirts, and it's you could get
Yeah, we clicked on this shirt, and it was like $700. Givenchy.
It-
Givenchy.
it. I'm gonna be real. It does not look worth it. I love Oswald so much, but you are not gonna get me to pay like near $1,000 for a varsity jacket that isn't even very, very appealing.
Yeah, when we first saw the trailer or the teaser, we were like, "Oh my god, is it like a new show, miniseries? Oh, it's products. Oh, it's for rich people."
I really like that billboard animation of him though. I forgot. I think it's for a car company or something. But like Oswald looked so good at it, and he went from his black and white to like a fully shaded, in color version. It just looked really cool. I hope they release an HD version of it.
It reminds me of that scene from SpongeBob where he's like, "Someday I'll get my own license," and the other fish is like, "Huh, sure, buddy."
Oh.
That's for
Hey,
Oswald and
I
Mickey
doubt
Mouse.
it.
yeah,
Hey, I doubt it.
What was that
There
guy's
he is.
problem? Fuck that guy.
I do like the modern day billboards.
Oh yeah.
Would a gigantic ass TV screen still count as a billboard?
Yeah.
Or do
Technically,
billboards?
it's
Might
like
as-
an LED billboard.
might as
giant,
well.
something like that.
I forgot what
see.
it's. I forgot if there's a specific name for it. I just know of them as like LED billboards.
A billboard is defined as a large outdoor board for displaying advertisements. But can it move? That's the question I'm
Look up like
asking.
screen billboard or something.
Yeah, let's see, screen.
It's a billboard. No one cares. I know what it is.
Oh, they just called it a digital billboard.
Yeah,
I know-
that's right.
Oh yeah, digital LED billboards. I was right. Yeah.
Because I know the Jumbotron is actually a specific, like, a thing. Technically called Jumbo Vision. So you can't call something in your cartoon Jumbotron. You have to use something else
Oh
like
yeah.
big ass screen.
No, you can't say band-aids. You gotta say adhesive medical strip, like that Invaders in episode.
But that's enough reminiscing for one episode. We got same stuff for the next episode.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Those alien bastards circumcised me.
Discovered that her whole kingdom was covered in prickles. What was she to do?
Make shoes!
Bluey!
Oh, I know. Unicorns. What's your favorite food?
Children.
Oh.